మీ ఆమ్మకు హురియా ఉమర్ ఫురేక తయారు కొఫావా ప్రోగ్రామ్
Vaahakayo, Vaahakayo, Adu ingiresi Vaahakayo. Kudinkiya Vaahakayo, ibure teri Vaahakayo.
Assalamu alaikum. Furiha kudinna ufaveri duahakangada. Miadaga programmaku mi baddal kolli Arfa Muhammad Jamshid.
Vaahakayo, Vaahakayo, kudinkiya Vaahakayo. Ibure teri Vaahakayo, beenun teri Vaahakayo.
Miyadu Arfa mi genasdani tafatu wahaka. Wahakaga namaki Jolly and Daisy. Tikudinna mi kiyade wahaka liuniwas Arfa inge. Riitiko huriha kudinwas aduwahan tibetche. Mi fashani inge. Jolly and Daisy. Once there was a little intelligent girl named Jolly. She was very creative. She had a large collection of indoor games in her cupboard. As soon as she returned from school, she would play games. One day, Jolly's mother went to the market. She bought a new game building a palace for her. Jolly was very excited to have a new game. She immediately started playing with building blocks. She assembled the blocks one by one to make a palace. No sooner did she finish the palace than all the blocks came down tumbling one after the other. She had not arranged them properly. She tried again and again but failed every time. "Oh my God! It's still not firmly made," she cried. She was not able to arrange so many blocks with her tiny hands. Daisy, one of Jolly's best friends, rushed into Jolly's room to meet her while Jolly was trying again and again to arrange the blocks. She curiously watched Jolly. "May I help you, Jolly?" said Daisy. Daisy felt that it was possible for her to do it easily. In fact, Daisy has that game in her house. She's been playing it very often. She's an expert at building blocks. Jolly was upset since she was not able to build the palace on her own. "No," said Jolly without lifting her head. She didn't want anybody's help. She never wanted Daisy's interference. Daisy did not like Jolly's manner. She was deeply hurt. "I only wanted to help her," thought Daisy. "But what's this? Why is she so rude to me at all of this sudden?" She felt Jolly was a naughty girl. "She does not care about me anymore," said Daisy to herself. "Maybe she doesn't want me to be her friend." Even Daisy kept standing there silently. She constantly watched Jolly making the palace and failing. She finally kept the building blocks aside. She saw Daisy standing there with a sad face. She felt that she should have been polite to her and replied to her with a smiling face. Realizing her mistake, Jolly immediately said to Daisy with a cute smile, "I'm sorry. I should have spoken to you in a polite tone. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I am thankful that you came forward to help me." Jolly further added, "I greatly appreciate your help. Let me try once again. If I'm unable to make it, I would love to take your help." "Okay," said Daisy, who was looking very pleased. Now she was not feeling bad. She sat down there with Jolly and kept watching her make the palace. She too wanted Jolly to learn the game by herself. Both friends were happy at last. Tikudinna mi kiyade wahaka rangaluta. Jolly and Daisy. Moral: if a friend offers you his or her help and you don't want or need it, always remember to say no thanks with a smile and in a polite tone. Kadiwas evaka adu ahalama. Demmiginaste Vaahakayaki, the cat with the strange eyes. Vaahakaliuni Iskandar school ke grade 4 D ga Aminat yala muruvat. Tikudinna Vaahaka kiyadeni was yala.
The cat with strange eyes. In the village of Pauville, there lived a little girl named Mavis. Mavis is the daughter of Lady Purr. Lady Purr is the person who looks after all the cats in Pauville and sells them to different villages. Each one of the villagers vowed to look after the cats. But there was one kitten that Lady Purr did not want to sell. That kitten was little Duchess. Duchess was Mavis's pet. The little girl loved the kitten, but secretly, Duchess wasn't very happy with her life. For you see, she has very strange eyes. One of her eyes were blue, the other was yellow. When Mavis and Lady Purr went out on their morning ride, all the other cats would laugh at Duchess, calling her silly. The main cat who teased her was a pretty tortoise-shell cat called Shelley. Shelley would laugh and jeer, the other cats following her lead. So Duchess did not live a happy life. One night, Duchess went out on her daily midnight walk. Suddenly, a man who was from the village Greedheart came walking down the road. All of a sudden, he saw Duchess. Knowing that Duchess was a very rare cat and was worth a lot of money, the man popped a bag over the alarmed cat's head and tossed her into a cage. Duchess could not make out what was happening. At that moment, she heard a familiar meow. "Hey, look, it's Duchess!" meowed Shelley. And to Duchess's surprise, Shelley burst into tears. "Please, Duchess," Shelley begged, "set us free." Duchess looked around and saw a bunch of other cats. Mittens, a very friendly black and white cat, who was Duchess's feline friend. Meowlody, a pretty black cat who belonged to an opera singer. Nala, a ginger cat who belonged to a baker. They all looked pleadingly at Duchess, as they knew how clever the cat was. Duchess nodded at them and set to work. Using her claws, she tried opening the lock. Soon, the cage door burst open. Duchess opened all the other cages. Then she meowed, "Listen up," and she told her plan. Then, the cat set to work. Nala positioned herself behind the driver's seat. Duchess and Mittens worked on the truck door. Meowlody and Shelley stood at the door, waiting for it to open. Finally, the door flung open and Meowlody and Shelley sprang into action. They made their way up to the roof and jumped down onto the window, hissing as hard as they could. That was Nala's signal. She jumped onto the man's head, causing him to pull over. All the cats made a beeline back to their homes, all except Duchess. She ran towards Inspector Jenkins' house. The inspector stared at Duchess in surprise, for the cat began tugging at the inspector's pants, which clearly meant, "Follow me." The inspector followed Duchess, but much to Duchess's surprise and dismay, the truck was not there. The inspector looked sternly at Duchess and walked away. He left poor Duchess in shock and thinking about her next move. When the sun rose, Duchess sought out Nala, Shelley, Meowlody, and Mittens. She told the cats to bring food, water, and blankets. Each cat had their own bag on their backs. Then they began what all the cats called the Great Journey. All of the cats felt like Christopher Columbus, the first cat who found Pauville. Soon, after many nights and days, they reached Greedheart. And, as you guessed, every single one of the villagers were greedy. Now, this was when they began the plan. Meowlody, as she was the standard black cat, was the spy. She soon found the house of the man, who was called Mr. Grumpelstiltskin. He was planning to try and catch the cats yet again. The cats waited till midnight. The man came out dressed in black. Now, Duchess had a very dangerous part in this plan, and she almost hurt herself as she was underneath the truck playing with the engines. As the truck approached Powell, the cat sprang yet again into action. Duchess put holes in all the tires. Shelley signaled some birds that plopped their droppings onto the window screen of the truck. Melody and Nala scared a herd of cows, making them go onto the road. Then every single one of the cats flocked into Inspector Jenkins' house, pushing and meowing at him. The inspector saw the man and realized what had happened. He marched Mr. Rumpelstiltskin to the police station. The next morning, Duchess's group was greeted like heroes. There was a big party in the town hall to celebrate Duchess's group's return. It turns out Mr. Rumpelstiltskin was planning to sell the cats, make lots of money, steal the cats again, and abuse them. As you know, animal abuse is a serious crime, so Mr. Rumpelstiltskin was put into prison. As for Duchess, Shelley and the other cats never teased her again, so everything was happy in Powell.
කොබා තිකුදින විවාහක රීති විතා.
The cat with strange eyes. The moral of the story is, no matter how strange or different another person looks, never underestimate the strength of hidden talents beneath. Vaahakayo, Vaahakayo, kudinkiya Vaahakayo. Ahalu munna fali be benun teri Vaahakayo.
දැන් මේද වකි වෙලාන වාහකයෝ වාහකයෝගේ ආ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම දෙංගෙනස්තේනි ඉරාදු කරවිය අන්න හොනි හිරුදවහු වස්සලාම් අලයිකුම්.
Vaahakayo, Vaahakayo, miyadu ingiresi Vaahakayo. Kudinkiya Vaahakayo, ibure teri Vaahakayo.